I've said that there's a patch coming out, so obviously it says new. It's the only one to play them, so I want to have a play around with them first. It's filled with the regular, and a lot of people have said that this is 2.0. It is very similar to last year's edition. Graphically, it's a step up. Play wise, the people involved in last year's game are involved in this year's. A lot of the DLC characters, Larry Zbyszko, Arn Anderson, Mr. Perfect, etc., are all in the main roster for the game. Also, we've got download DLC coming out. I don't know when. We've not got a timetable or a schedule of which packs when for WWE2K17. One thing that I have actually noticed, I don't know whether many people have actually mentioned it, but looking through the roster of those already on the game, there is no Ryback. He was released from WWE just before the game's release, but he was obviously dropped from the game at some point due to that contract dispute. One thing also I want to say is a lot of people are not happy about the fact that they're not able to access the Goldberg pack. Some people, I don't know why, a lot of different theories, a lot of different opinions about what's going to be available on a game's release are always around. But I have got access without even pre-ordering the game to Goldberg in the WCW Halloween Havoc and Monday Nitro arenas. Here in the UK, last several years, we have had access to the pre-order character. So the Ultimate Warrior and Sting, we've actually had access to them on the day of release. Because just like those last couple of years, I didn't pre-order the game because of the finances. I didn't have the money to, otherwise I would have probably bought the NXT pack. But when I went down to the local Asda supermarket and bought the game, I got the game for just about £38, but that was with a mum's colleague discount, which I'd be stupid not to use. I got this in it. The Goldberg pack, and on the back has a code that I've obviously already used, and it instantly downloaded the Goldberg pack. So without pre-ordering it, fans in the UK were able to get Goldberg. I'll obviously Goldberg 98, black tights, black, I don't know, it's just black tights, short tights, and the Goldberg 04 from obviously his WWE run. It was good to see Goldberg back on Raw this week. Also, one thing that's good, I was going to show, but I'm not going to go into it right now, is the Custom Created Superstar. You get 100 slots on this game, of course. One of the great things is you get community creations, because I'm not really that great at making guys up on this game. I really am not brilliant creating guys, so community creation is a really good way of getting people, because there's always people in the game for some reason. Guys like Bobby Roode, Damien O'Connor has actually just signed with WWE. He's now under NXT contract. The Irish guy, Beast of Belfast, one of the top UK stars in the last few years, has just joined NXT. A lot of people saw it on WWE.com. So it's great to be able to download other people's creation. That's my creation. Just basically default. I'll call them Joe Brony. So you get guys like Jushin Thunder Liger and Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi, ironically, I don't know if that many people have noticed, but Kota Ibushi has apparently turned down the full-time WWE deal and debuted kind of again in New Japan Pro Wrestling as Tiger Mask W. Tiger Mask W is a new generation of the Tiger Mask cartoon, and New Japan have this new. I'm not sure whether Tiger Mask 4 is still around. I'm not too sure his status, but you get. But now Kota Ibushi is back in New Japan, actually doing this Tiger Mask W character. Well, custom arenas were made by SWE, local wrestling organisation that actually owned by the Million Dollar Man. It's actually hosting him a week on Saturday at the Adler Complex, and then there's Cody Rhodes, also December 15th, I believe it's Thursday. So this you see the part of the Goldberg pack. I'm actually looking forward to playing in the WCCW arena, which is actually one of the things about this game as well. Is when you get WWE arenas, you get ECW arena, you get WCW arena, and you get world class championship wrestling also on this game. So quite a few different brands really on this game, because you get also NXT and of course Raw, SmackDown. It's obviously slightly out of date, but to let everybody see it, I'll pick the Nitro arena. You get a selection of a couple of different referees. Still no special guest referee matches, unfortunately. I'd love to be able to create a referee and use them in one of the matches. I think somebody said something possible would be able to do that, but I don't think there is actually the opportunity to select to actually create a referee. I'd have to look into that, but I don't think you're actually able to create a referee, and you certainly can't, I don't think, referee a match. But a lot of people wear the stripes nowadays. It actually kind of looks like an older version of a local referee here in Dundee. So I'll select him. Entrance, I'll put that on. No music in that because of copyright reasons, obviously, because they really come down hard on you. The last thing I want at this time is a strike on my YouTube channel. So a few things I'll obviously not want to cover if I get the opportunity to. So here is the WCW Monday Nitro Arena again. Available is the Goldberg pack. I'm sure a lot of this, every year, all of this stuff is eventually available on the PlayStation Store or the Microsoft Store, whatever it's called, for Xbox. I'm sure it'll all be available eventually. The loading time does take a little bit of time to load. Again, see here's the Nitro Arena, Hampton, Virginia, I think. Quite good. The entrance for Goldberg is quite good. Again, no music for copyright reasons. But and I put him in the WWE attire, with kind of looks like sheriffs escorting him to the ring. The characters have a little bit of an upgrade. I do like that bit in the menu where the random superstars walk out and pose. It doesn't quite look like he's actually really stepping into the pyro as he used to do in WCW. Sometimes it doesn't. It looks like the pyro is deliberately missing. Whether that's a safety thing, whether they don't want people to kind of imitate that, I don't know. But I thought I'd let people see the Goldberg entrance for those who may not have actually got the Goldberg pack. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the entrance by now. But I think that's probably my favourite WCW Nitro set. That had the big set with the newer WCW logo for the last couple of years of the programme and organisation. One of the good things is the breakouts as well. You can break out and attack your opponent during their entrance. You can attack them after the match as well. You can't do it on, I don't think you can do it in tag team matches. I'm not trying tag matches. 6-man tag team matches, you can't. I tried it just before I tried to do the stream. You can't do it on that. So you can't do it on 6-man tag team. I'm not sure about just plain tag team, 2-man tag team matches. I'm not entirely sure whether you'll be able to do it on that. The game as well. I'm just going to say breakout. It's just, again, you can break out, you can attack your opponent. One thing as well, just like a lot of the games, like the last year, so I think you can do breakout before the match last year, but you only have a limited time to get them into the ring before the referee throws out the match. you can still do quite a bit of damage to your opponent. Again, this is my kind of default. One good thing is the different taunts as well, and this year, if you go kind of near the corner, you can taunt. A lot of really easy trophies to do to get in this game as well. One is 50 superstars. Do Big E spear, which is fairly simple when you realise that your opponent has to be kind of leaning on the ropes rather than kind of over the ropes. So I tried to do it a couple of times with your opponent over the ropes, you know, throwing your opponent onto standing on the apron, but actually you just need to get them kind of leaning on the ropes or something like that. That's how you're supposed to get them to get the Big E spear trophy. Again, when you're doing a finisher or signature maneuver, I can't remember if it was the same last year, but you need at least 50% of a stamina bar to do that actual move. Again, the gameplay is just really similar to last year. Again, some people said that the feeling of the arena is actually does feel different from last year's, and it does. I can't explain it either. The WWE Nitro Arena's been in it for a couple of years now. But it does try to feel slightly different this year. Again, graphically, it's an overhaul, really. Let's start there. But, graphically, it's an overhaul and not too much else apart from an updated roster. Isn't? Yeah, I spoke about it when I talked about the features of WWE2K17 when some of them were announced. There's not a whole lot you can really revolutionise in a wrestling game. You know, you can't really change a huge lot. Sometimes as well, though, you see I did the running spear there. Some of the moves as well, like I did a few matches ago, before I did this, we were kind of warming up. I did the AJ Styles finisher of the springboard forearm, and it missed. So sometimes in this game, I don't know, I don't think it's a glitch thing, because I know that a few people have been complaining about glitches, and I actually got a weird one in the 6-man tag team match I did. I thought I'd saved that video, but for some reason it didn't. Kota Ibushi kind of went on a platform above the ring. It was like he wasn't really running on to the actual, he was really running above the ring, which was some weirdly, I don't know why, but I'll just going to squash this guy now. But there are a few glitches. I've come across a couple of them, but I've not played the career mode, the universe mode, which I think where a lot of them are. But W2K apparently submitted a patch to Sony and Microsoft so that they will, so that said come out. I'm looking forward to the DLC. Freebirds, Tatanka, Greg and Hammer Valentine, the Blood Erics, Shinsuke Nakamura, etc. It's a really, I think the roster for next year's game is I think it's going to be really good to see. We've seen Eric Young join NXT and Sanity. Hopefully we'll see Nikki Cross as part of that. I'd love to see Nikki Cross, formerly Nikki Storm, as part of the video game next year. That would be really great to see. I think a lot of Scottish fans would buy the game just simply to play as Nikki Storm. NXT, it depends on, again, this is only October, so they've certainly signed. I think she's been in NXT for a few months. She's made her debut maybe early enough to be at least DLC for the next game, but again, some of the Cruiserweight Classic people, TJ Perkins, Brian Kendrick, Bobby Roode. I think that's going to be one of the things that'll hopefully, because there's, I mean, every year there's always something that changes. I know a lot of people complained that obviously WWE have changed the way that they're actually, their system now is Raw and SmackDown separate brands, but there is actually a few spaces opened up in the game. Huge roster, I think it's the biggest roster of all time again. But there's a few spaces opened up now from the likes of Stardust leaving, Alberto Del Rio. There's a couple of them that have actually opened up. So there's a good possibility of a few people. But then again, people like Shinsuke Nakamura and probably Austin Aries as next year as the game. But if you look through it quickly, this might be the last time for a few of the people though. You look through it. It said Alberto Del Rio. It says you see the models there, but people like Alberto Del Rio's gone. Who else could maybe be gone? Dudley Boys. I don't. Hopefully they'll be in the next year's game, but certainly I think maybe Christian might not be in it, depending on what his contract status is. Daniel Bryan, I would think, probably would be in the game if he's still involved in running SmackDown. Who else? Like I say, a lot of the guys in it. Jack Swagger, maybe, I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind seeing JBL be removed. But some of the guys definitely they can drop. Not too many different versions of different guys. A couple of Stings, there's a couple of Triple H's, there's a couple of Undertakers. Not too many guys. Maybe they could do with dropping some of them. You got like 1, 2, 3. I think there's about 4, 5 or so. 4 or 5 different versions of the Undertaker. So they could do with dropping some of them. Depends on what the plan is for any showcase or any career mode next year. But I think they could do with dropping a few. They're not too bad though. A few years ago there was quite a few versions of the same people, like a few Randy Ortons, a few John Cena's, and a few Undertakers, and a few Triple H's. So I think, they could do with dropping a couple of different Steve Austins, Stunning Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Again, you got two different versions of Steve Austins. So maybe they could cut back on them. Maybe you can concentrate on the new guys, because I said it a few years ago. I'm not sure. I said it a few years ago about having NXT guys on the game, and a lot of people balked at that because nobody will know them, nobody will really care about them. Where nowadays a lot of people clamouring for NXT people to be in the game. I'm not sure exactly what else to actually look at on this. I'm not entirely sure. I think I'll have a look at the creations one. The creation ones are quite good actually. Superstar moveset, entrance, jab chip, show arena videos was a real good one. You can create a wrestler and then build a custom Titantron for them. Again, I'm sure a lot of people are saying you can actually unmask the likes of Mankind and Kane and that. Very quick look at the female one. You can now create female superstars. Does take a little bit of time to load, it seems. I've only used the community creations. Really, I've not had a huge amount of time to play through this game. Let's see, what's the tire actually? I should know. Yeah, it was. I'm not sure what you can. Yeah. still quite a few different versions. It's a lot of quite the same stuff. It's difficult though because there is, it's still quite limited. Female Stardust kind of. It's still pretty much a lot of the same stuff in the creator wrestler area that hasn't been given a huge update really. So it's still kind of a lot of WWE stuff. I think they could do a bit of an overhaul of the Creator Superstar. Again, it's kind of difficult to get all the WWE costumes, WWE attire, but quite a few people will want to actually. I know some people, especially kind of Halloween now, they want to be a female Kane or a female Stardust, imitate Trish Stratus and Alundra Blaze. So I'm not sure who that's supposed to be, but I think maybe Miss Elizabeth kind of thing, but it's oh hello, is it George Craig, Real Craig Gaming? The community creation, the creation aspect of the game, I think, is lagging slightly behind. It's not really been, I think, paid attention to as much as it could have. Again, kind of kind of looking at the wheel, but I'm not actually really exploring it. I'm probably hardly played the game. Really, I've not played it a huge lot, but just a lot of general stuff that's available. Again, a lot I'm imitating the female stars of WWE. Again, you get difficult because you always get people to who want to play kind of thing as kind of be Bailey's friend, like that, whatever her name is, the girl that's always watching, always there at NXT to watch Bailey. That's right, you go. But there was one thing that different. Some of the accessories have been given a little bit of a change. That's the neck ones. Some of them actually weirdly have been made very plain. I noticed that. I don't think you can see it there. I don't know up on one upper body, but certainly when it comes to, is it the head? Yeah, a lot of them have been turned very plain, very white. A lot of them different coloured previously. It's supposed to be Transformers or something. Looks like we're Star Wars kind of inspired. That was actually quite good. That's looks like a Gruffalo. Kind of inspired, I think. A lot of promotion for Gruffalo when I was in New York, the beginning of September. Huge, big, inflatable models of it all around a couple of different characters. Not sure entirely why I didn't catch it. Medusa, the actual Medusa, Greek mythology, Greek and Roman mythology. So a lot of them have been made very plain. So some of them have been changed, but again, a lot of WWE stuff. Again, you'll want to get that the popularity, or even get that. I think you get that on the Wii shop. I'm not sure, but you get a lot of the regular, just that. Oh yeah, that kind of old soldier kind of mask, headgear, and so forth. So I don't think the created aspects has really been again paid attention to. It's difficult. I think again a lot of what they've done, again, a lot of the really plain stuff. I don't know whether that's probably kind of deliberate, to so you can kind of add your own touch to it. Again, a lot of WWE stuff on it. And there was one thing I noticed, but I don't know whether it's still which part it was actually. There's a couple of bits I noticed. Again, you still, that's one of the annoying things as well, you still get that. If you've got hair, it still struggles. You see that, I don't know whether you can see the flashing and the kind of pixelation moving. I'm not entirely sure, but it still struggles something about hair and stuff like that. I mean, that kind of looks a little bit more natural, wearing that kind of stuff. But I definitely have to try and create whether create myself. One of the local wrestlers that kind of wears gear like that, UNG Maki. He's a very weird guy, but when there's any really long Clockwork Orange style mask or nuclear stuff. And this, so you get Great Muta as well, which is great. Again, community creations helps me a lot because I'm not great at actually making a lot of these parts. I'll go out of this just now because it's getting a bit long, but yes. So I'll maybe go through and try and create maybe one or two people, and I've created one arena, but very basic setting really for it. Just a local wrestling SWE, so the basic version of their. It's slightly bigger because they just do it in the community centre area. I don't know what else is, so look up to end this. We're getting already about half an hour. Got some. I don't really know what to. I'll say where is that? Session got it in this. Have a quick look at. You got a lot of different match types. Now again, it's the match types creating the show and creative aspects of the game that will really get the replay value of it. I don't think that there is. Again, the game is just basically really updated version of WWE2K17, so the replay is going to be in the creator. Again, I'm not going through it, but again, maybe wait till the patch comes out for the My Career in Universe modes. Apparently it's quite glitchy, but it'll be the creative aspects that will really keep people replaying this game, and I think it will really be kind of this that kind of aspect. I will play one more match actually in this to show you and another. Well, I'll just make an elimination tag. Getting custom superstars are really helpful. Getting the big demo there. Joe Hendry. Yeah, I'll play as Joe. Custom super. You know what? I'll team up with. I don't know. I'll team up. I'll make the pals. I'll make the two pals team up. Noam Dar and Joe Hendry. Two Scottish wrestlers. Joe's getting in with Ring of Honor right now. He's going to be on the UK tour. Not entirely sure when. No, of course, Noam Dar signed with WWE now for the cruiserweight division. Both kind of Glasgow based in the wrestling. Really over the last few years, we'll do shows across the UK. What a tag team could have put them against? I want to see the entrance of. Sure, again, you can go create a team as well. You can select two random guys, and you can go. I'm not entirely sure. I'll put them against two legends, the Enforcers. So two pals of Joe Hendry and Noam Dar versus Anderson and Zabisco. It's very good for Joe Hendry actually. And one of the things You can do, apparently, still do the face photos, and I wasn't really able to make that work last year. Again, I'm not that great at creating the actual wrestlers, so just steal, well, kind of borrow them with likes of Ginger and Pimpernel and that on Community Creations. It was the Scottish one. Because I've actually got a couple more places announced from Scotland. It's Glasgow, Edinburgh, and Aberdeen, which kind of annoying. Dundee's just missed out, but I don't think there's been any famous wrestler internationally from Dundee for many years. Not since Bill Dundee, really. I don't think has gone on a really hugely international fame, world known. I've not seen his entrance before as well, so the golden army suit that he kind of wears now. Joe is actually, watching the entrance, Joe is actually an accomplished wrestler in Scotland. Works for various wrestling companies. Is actually an established kind of amateur wrestler as well. I believe he represented Scotland at some championships earlier a few months ago. I'm not entirely sure what the setup is about it, but apparently very good. He's also did a couple of martial arts as well. There's really good, very entertaining videos for some major events. Kind of parody videos of parody songs on his entrance. So kind of versions of Eiffel 65's I'm Blue. What else has he done? Phil Collins ones. Some of them are on YouTube. You search Joe Hendry entrance videos. Some of them are really, really funny. You had one of the guys come out dressed as the girl on the dairy milk advert to that Phil Collins Something in There Tonight. The fans go crazy about it. It's really actually funny. Some funny stuff on the video. Said he's getting in with Ring of Honor. He did a Ring of Honor tryout a couple of months ago. Now he's going to be on the UK tour. And here's Noam Dar. I don't think the face is quite right. I think some with the face and things done, or maybe I think that's also Ginger Pimpernel and given a bit of sideburns. It looks a little bit weird to me. I don't know if it's deliberate sideburns or just the face putting them on. I'm not so sure. It looks a little bit weird, but Noam Dar obviously. So that's a very unusual situation that's now occurring. We've got Noam Dar, Nikki Cross, and Damien O'Connor, all three really from basically the Scottish wrestling scene, signed by WWE within the space of 6 to 8 months at the most. Nikki Cross was signed a few months ago. We kind of got the feeling that Damo was signed, but we didn't know. We thought maybe he was moving to be with Nikki in America, maybe having to go at the American scene, but again yesterday it was confirmed on WWE.com that he had signed. Noam Dar obviously part of the Cruiserweight Classic, so that's really great for UK wrestling. Of course, World of Sport that I talked about in the previous video is being revived, so hopefully maybe that should be good for Christmas viewing. I believe it's going to be, I believe actually kind of further to that video, it is actually going to be, now you can break out, you can actually attack your opponents. You can actually attack your opponents. It's the first time I've actually tried. I really think I've not played a huge deal of this. I'm going to try and just let him get let's say. Try and see where we go after me there, but never mind. So you can at least attack your opponents in a tag team match. You wouldn't be able to do that in a 6-man tag team match. Maybe because it's a joint entrance. Maybe because the two come entrance. You can switch that 5-star off. Well, I think I said that earlier. But it does get a little bit annoying. But apparently if you go into options and there's controller help, you switch it off. that actually disappears. I want to maybe do that. I think if you control it, I think you should be able to still pause it, go to special moves, and see all the different situations where a wrestler would use their signature or finishing maneuver. If you're not, like, you know, a few wrestlers, you don't know exactly what situation to access their finishing or signature maneuver. Actually, it's like, say, if you downloaded them from Community Creations. That's a fantastic move there. Now that is a great technical move there. No, and there another one taught, kind of mirrored by likes of Mikey Whiplash and Damon O'Connor. There's several others in the UK scene. There's so many probably still, that I've obviously not met and seen, but there's a huge, quite a few guys teaching. So many actually, I do know, with Lionhearts, etc. That have trained schools. That kind of teaches. So we're really in a good place, and still in Scotland at least, for wrestling and wrestling wise. But it's good to, again, doing decent tag team moves. Some of the same moves are the same when it comes to default moves. Like I said, when you create a wrestler, I bought the season pass and unlocked everything. Then you go, it's very, very easy. I've got it on, actually got it on easy settings again. Like I said earlier, it's very easy to just play matches, earn loads of the points, and unlock people like Arn Anderson, championships in the arenas. So at least it's really easy to actually earn a lot of this stuff for the game. So you can unlock his throwaway slam. Just a little bit too near the ropes there. Again, decent tag team dynamic. So you get, one of the things is the targeting thing is slightly, sometimes a little bit off if you actually go and try and target your partners, but there's manual and auto targeting for that. So tag out again, tag back to Noam. Again, I think, to be honest, I've been thinking the last couple of years, and they've not really done it. But I think they can, maybe next year, maybe need to concentrate on the next generation that they've got down there, maybe the NXT people, maybe include a lot more of them, rather than having, I love guys like Arn Anderson and Cactus Jack, but 3 Foleys again, several Undertakers, several Triple H's. Maybe they could do with maybe they could do with actually kind of dropping the Legends idea maybe for the next game. Have it just simply modern WWE guys and the NXT guys maybe. Maybe they could just, Arn Anderson's away already. Double A. So overall, like I said, I think the gameplay is good. It's very quick. You can I'm not really playing around with too much of it. Again, that's a great move. That really is a great technical move. You look at some great technical wrestlers in WWE right now. So it's UK scene as well. So I look forward to really. It's kind of annoying that the DLC packs, and I don't know when we're even going to get the first one. Probably not till December. So probably till November actually, some point. Maybe, but yeah, I just want to check because but front a second. Yeah, standing in front as. It is a little bit annoying you kind of wait DLC. But get it, maybe. Again, it's really easy, especially going, like I said, easy mode. You just build up, just have match after match, even squash matches. Try and vary your moves a little bit. Just keep playing the match, and you kind of just gain the points. Even just playing the game, you just play matches, any matches you want. Let's see just play any match that you want, and you can actually build up the points to unlock people. So it's a very simple way of unlocking people. There's no code, I don't think, at all to actually unlock people. You don't get that nowadays when playing wrestling games. You know, some of the moves as well in community creations. I don't know. So I meant to talk out. Some of the communications, you get some of the average moves. That's one thing that annoys me slightly about community creations, is sometimes you tend to actually get people who just make the models, and it can be kind of decent models, but they don't bother about the move sets or the entrances, and that. Sometimes it can be a little bit annoying. Oh, won't break again. Again, you have to be careful on this about positioning. But it does feel like WWE2K17 with an updated roster. You know, I'll have a go at the universe mode and career mode, certainly. I think when that patch comes out, it's not going to be too long. But again, I prefer this kind of simulation style rather than the arcade version. Again, so you can get some. I know a lot of people don't like the kind of flip flop fly cruiserweight kind of style maneuvers you get in wrestling these days, which is exactly the same in the late 1990s when the cruiserweight boom came about, guys like Rey Mysterio and that. But you do get some actually pretty impressive moves in this game. So some decent moves, and I believe some new moves will be in one of the packs as well. So, so I said, if you have played WWE from 2K14 to 2K16, if you can really pick this up, you can really just pick this up and go with it. You just look at the controls and they're really easy to pick up as against your wrestling fan. You kind of know what you're doing. It's very easy to understand. Again, maybe this was an elimination tag out. We check on a normal tag team match where you can break out and attack your opponent after a tag team match. Maybe because it was an elimination tag, you can't. But again, the good points of this, it's updated visually. A very good roster. Guys like AJ Styles, the women have come in finally, Sasha Banks, Bayley. Bad ones, it does feel kind of like just an update to the game, roster wise. It's not, again, I'll have a go at the Universal Career Mode at some point, but maybe broadcast that as well. But it is a good game, but as I said, it's pretty much a lot of the same stuff. But again, I don't think actually they're going far wrong. It is a good game. Again, it's very easy to pick up and play. You can play exhibition matches. You can pick up various matches. Again, put in whoever you want to in the community and the creator list in the custom superstars section. So again, I think it's good. I think it's not revolutionised wrestling games. I don't think it'll be thought of as one of the best games of all time. Again, more of an update really than anything else. But I think 2K Sports they've definitely got solid games. So who knows what they're going to do in the future about making different generations of consoles, making again, there's lots of different rumours about what Sony are going to do with the PlayStation brand. There's various rumours of what Xbox are going to do with their brand. So it's entirely dependent. Obviously, I would like to see. I'm 50 minutes now. I would like to have seen the return of custom musics. That in a game like this would be brilliant. So that you can create, like I said, the Kota Ibushi's, the TG Perkins, and actually in an ideal world you would be able to maybe download it from WWE. Maybe it cost you a few pence, maybe to download the theme onto your console, and you could maybe use it. I'm not. Maybe way in the future. Maybe the future is that they release characters after the game, not like this DLC, but you could go maybe online and buy them kind of individually, and you download them, and they have their moveset. It's like DLC, but individually, and they keep adding to it. So they maybe add a load of NXT people and all that. It's like they have the DLC nowadays, but it's more instantaneous. And if somebody new signs, they can add them to the game as well. But again, I have to kind of not really regretfully, but kind of not sure what the word is, but regrettably agree it is kind of WWE2K16 updated. Again, I'm going to go into the career mode and check that out eventually at some point. But I think it's actually a good game. When considering, especially that there's no competition for WWE in video games. We don't get any Japanese games over here. I don't know whether there's any Mexican wrestling games. There's certainly no European games. For it being the only place in time, maybe again it's difficult. I can't really judge what 2K are thinking when it comes to putting people in their game, but or how they approach the game. But for the only really the only wrestling game in town, I don't think it's too bad. The characters are looking better than ever. The gameplay is good again. I like it for the simulation rather than the arcade game. Maybe in the future, I've said it before, maybe in the future we'll see an option to play it as an arcade or simulation, like a real wrestling match. But I think for the only game in town, I think we're not in too bad a position. Yeah, we could do with some competition for WWE, both business wise and video game wise. But I think, really, when you consider that they have no competition, when you consider that there isn't, they can, they're not going to bring out, horrible stuff. But when you consider, you want to play a wrestling game, you have to buy WWE. I don't think actually this is too bad an addition. There's a really, at least a solid, at the very least, I think it's a pretty solid base to actually build upon these games. These last few years, I know that they're going to push forward with these games. I don't think it's too bad of a base to build upon um, for these video games. I really don't. I don't think it's too bad when you look at it